Greetings, everybody. Amar here, and I'm just reviewing a wheel that was done by Papa Bear. Now, he had played all of these combinations, 20 combinations. So I just filtered out the ones with the 17 here, and then I transposed it against the drawing sense hit chart, and this was a winner: 17, 24, 39. Because last night the result was 17, 24, 38, 39, and then 9. So this is the pattern. I don't have the date here, but I can find out exactly the date by looking at this pattern of the 27. It was 10, 5, 1. And so we go back to our big, and here is the 10, 5, 1, which means that prediction was done over here. So that wheel that he played here finally came out over here. Now there could have been some other winners in here. I didn't really analyze it, but I just wanted to point that one out. Now remember, the concept is the flag is where you find it. So if we look at the 17 on the big here, you had a 17 hit in here, and this was 7 cold periods. It repeated, and then it went symmetry, 9, 8, 7. So you had symmetry on the downside, and now finally it's having a hot and hitting area. So it's in a flag formation. So let's just bring this down to isolate the 17 during its streak. Okay, because I'm sending a line to Papa Bear today to play, and I updated all of these charts. So okay, so some interesting flags here. This is the U plus or minus 1, has to do with 21. If you do like the alphabet, U would be the 21st number. So this highlights 20, 21, and 22. So you get a flag. Here was a dormant period. So this was one dormant period. So I'm going to put that as blue. And then here's your flag. Okay. So yesterday you can see you had a blue spread. If you consider the 17 here, the second number, to 39, 39 minus 17 is 22. So there's your flag. And that is based also, that mathematics is based on the combination that I had made previously. And that combination is over here. So I predicted a combination for July 1st. 17, 19, 30, 35, 38. Now the logic behind this combination was uh, odds, low, evens, high. And here are my markers. Here is actually no, here it is. Here are my markers. 17, 19, 30, 35, 38. So that didn't come. But I'm going to stick with the same concept. So I'm going to do 17, 19, and then evens for high. So 38 to repeat, 36, and 34. Now 36 is the top pair of the 19. That's why that's very strong. The 34, you can see it has symmetry, 8, 8, 7. Alright, so anyway, that's like a simple way to do it. And you could do it in reverse. You could do also low evens, high odds, but I like it like this. I get a little luckier because I mean I like the 7, I like the 9, I like the 15, I like the low odds, and for some reason I see the odds better than the evens. And here is our low odds, high evens flag. So you can see that it's a flag here, but at the same time there's also a flag for low even, high odds. So here you can see there was a dormant period, and this is for minimum 4 numbers. So and here you can see, so this is the result: 2, 24, 29, 31, 37. And so over here, the result is 7, 26, 30, 30, 34, 38. So the flag is where you find it. Here you had 17 is the low even, and then 20, 34, 36 is the high odd. So anyway, so there's two flags there. So you could get it high, but I'm going to go with the downstroke here as opposed to the flag upstroke. And then some other flag formations is here. This is, again, Papa Bear's jackpot pattern. I made him a chart because I said you got to wait around for those 20s to not show in a flag, and here's the flag. It's a very long flag. So the combination that I have is leaving out the 20s, 17, 19, 34, 36, 38. However, the 20s are starting to look interesting because of this number here. And this is the 27. So the 27 came in reverse here, 5 games. And then the trend stayed true. It came in reverse again at 5 games. So this is interesting. This is the 25 as an adjacent. It's interesting. But I'm going to just stick with no 20s. And this is the flag here that we're looking at. So other possible flags are, well, there's a million flags. But you have to focus on one thing or else you're going to wager and conjecture poorly. So here's 4 lows. This was a hot hitting flag, and then 8, 9 symmetry, 5, 9. So it kind of slowed up here in the pattern. Here you can see there's a flag also on the high side. But let's see. So what else we see? This is so this is the wheel, and I really should have actually I could do that. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy this sheet. And this sheet is, what was it, T-sim wheel. Let's see, how far down is it? T-sim wheel. Oh, there it is, T-sim wheel. Create a copy, hit OK. We got a copy. I'm going to go to the big. I'm going to take in 10 drawings of the drawing since hit chart. I'm going to copy it, go back to the wheel, and then we're going to paste special values, OK, paste special formats, OK, and we'll make it a little bigger. Let's put it at 8, and let's see how 9 looks, and let's see how 10 looks, let's see how 11 looks. Okay, I guess that's big enough. Alright, so this is the same wheel that he played, and this is like a way that I would use to go back to a wheel. Instead of changing your numbers, you go back to a wheel. Of course, he played a lot of combinations. I've been telling him to power up on the 17. I don't know if he has done it. He hasn't texted me back, but so when you juxtapose the drawing sense hit chart with the wheel, it becomes interesting. You can see the patterns better. You can see, you know, do you have an adjacent? Do you have enough adjacents? Do you have enough repeats? Do you have enough 1 days? Now here's the 30 that I had played in the previous combo, but for some reason I don't believe it's going to do a 4th 1. But it could. You could have 1, 1, 1 symmetry. But I'm going with the 34. Just because I like the 34 to 38 in the small gaps. So I'm hoping to capture 3 numbers with that combination. Minimum. If you're lucky, you'll get 4. If you're very lucky, you're going to get all 5. So let's just go through all the charts that I updated. Here's the wheel. 17 in focus. Should be a hot number. Hopefully. We'll see how it does. Last 5. Here's a flag. 2 skip 1s. Here you can see that the flag broke down. Right? Usually the flag is euphemism for 5. Skip 5. 1-5 classic 5. Here I would have been looking 0-5. I didn't make a marker. But generally after the flag stretches out to the intermediate skip, I look for a snapback, hot skip. So 4 numbers within the last 5 games here. This is 5 numbers within the last 10. Let's see, what other flags? Here, I redid, these are evens, these are odds. For minimum 2 numbers, like 2 last digit 7s over here. Here's the combination, 7 and 37. And so this little trend line seems to follow. Here's a flag for 3 odds, minimum 3 odds versus minimum 3 evens. And interesting, I did a last digit count, and the odds in the last 50 is 143, whereas evens are only 107. So the whole concept that everything evens out is not necessarily true. Okay, you can have odds predisposed for odds for a long time, you know, months and months, even years. So looking to switch to evens is not the the smartest thing. You want to the trend is your friend, and so the flag here for last digits, you can see here minimum 3 is very hot for evens, and here you had a dormant period for evens over over here. I don't know how many. Let's see, is it one dormant period? Yeah, one dormant period, so we'll mark that as blue, just so that we know in the enumerative assessment. Let's see, gaps. Now, gaps are important because it's a neighboring pair. Neighboring pairs occur the most, and here you can see, here's a flag for all neighboring pairs, and here's your combination. So here, let's see, a neighboring pair over here was what? 32, 33. So, and it's easier to find the neighboring pair in pick 5, smaller matrix, than it is for, let's say, Mega Millions, Powerball, or Lotto. It's much harder, but the concept is the same, and I use it with, so here's my gaps, and here's the neighboring pairs. So here's a neighboring pair in units, neighboring pairs in the teens, neighboring pairs in the 20s, neighboring pairs in the 30s, and I'm using uh, the same colors. So this will be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and here I'm counting also dormant periods. So neighboring pair in the 20s, you had 41 games without it, and then it hit here with this, which is actually triple. And oh, I marked a triple here. I didn't mark it. Let's see. So this is I marked the purple here as a triple or a double. I don't know what the consecutive. I'm not sure how to call that. It would be called a triad, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm not. I have to look at the program. So I'm looking for the flags here too. Again, flag is where you find it. Very simple concept. So here was a flag, right? And here was a flag over here with the 20s. So here's a flag from the units, and here's a flag here in the 20s. And as I go back, you can see I don't do it or I fall behind. But here you can see here's the flag for the neighboring pair. So here's a flag. So you know there's going to be a neighboring pair somewhere. So what's good about a neighboring pair is you could play 3 numbers in a row, right? Trying to cover the gap 0 and the gap 1, right? And then try to catch the third number on adjacent or something like that. It's a pretty common strategy. Oh, and I had these arrows here to try to follow the trend of the neighboring pairs as they move from um, right to left. So let's see, you try to get the, hopefully you can find a line that fits. So from here to here, right, or from like this, from here to here to here. It doesn't always fit perfectly, which is tricky. Like from here to here. But this is one of the ways that I would try to look and guess how the neighboring pair would move. So, and it usually works best when it starts off on the right. So let's just do this. Just leave this here as an example. So this would then suggest, let's say, a neighboring pair over here. You have 10, 11, maybe 9, 10, maybe 8, 9. You can see though it's a long skip. If you're going to do symmetry, I would think that there's going to be a neighboring pair within, let's say, here within the 20s. And that the symmetry is because you have 8, 6, right? So let's say here, and that's why I said it was getting a little tricky because the 25 could come back in, not the 25, the 27, the 25, you could have these come back. So, but again, flag is where you find it, and if you don't see a pattern, it's better to not force it and, to wait and to see what we're happening. But the 17 right now is the number in focus, and that's over here. This is the 17. So let me see, is there anything else that I want to discuss? I think that's it. Here's another flag, positional repeater chart. Third position number repeating is a flag, and that's number 24. And that would be over here, 24. This is where it repeated in the third position in here. So this represents the positional repeater. This represents the actual number. It's 24. And that's about it. So I'm about to text Papa Bear, and hopefully he can put in that combination for me. He was on vacation, so now he's off vacation, and I was a little bit off on vacation too, because I was drinking a lot of Christian Brothers brandy, and I was pretty shit-faced for like a week. But that is over because it's time to get back to work. Hopefully catch this 17 and win some money. So yeah, so here's one cold period, one cold period, one cold period, one cold period. Here's a flag, one cold period, 3 cold periods, and here's a little flag. But right now, the strongest flag is here in the middle, position 3. This says N3. I guess you could say N3/P3 for position 3, or N3 is the third number. So 1, 2, 3, 24. And so we'll end where we started. And so here is our 17. Here's the flag. Here's the pattern. And oh yeah, let's look at the flags here real quick. So here's the low, medium, high, group 1, group 2, group 3, minimum 3, units, tens, 20s, 30s, decades, group 1, group 2, group 3, that's divisible by 13, 1 through 13, 14 to 26. No clear patterns. Here this one looks like you might have the group 1 not come in. So I'm going to put that here, and which is good because if your first number is 17, then you're leaving out that group. And here's my combination over here again, and that's it. Happy number hunting. Peace.